and welcome to Knobcat Games Dungeons of the Obelisk podcast. I'm your host, Joseph Sleppy, and we have today Nyka Deer.
Hi.
And Ben Segas.
Hi.
And we have a lot of topics today. We're going to get Ben's opinion on what it was like starting this. We got Nyka's last time. We're going to talk about logos. We're going to talk about icons. We're going to talk about major and minor stats. Maybe a little more on animation. But let's get right into this. I'm not sure if you listened to the episode last time, but Ben, do you remember this email? The subject of it was game, I guess, and I sent it to you on June 14th. And that was like that was my start on this game. That was like the first thing I typed about it.
Yeah, I remember, and I did listen to the last podcast, so I was given a little bit of a heads up on it, so I went back and looked at the email again, and it's just like, yeah, I knew just looking at it that I was like, okay, this sounds cool. Like, I'm definitely down to get into doing some games, but like, I wasn't sure how it would progress or anything. So it was definitely like, I was anticipating something cool, but I wasn't sure whether it was going to happen for sure. So I was hesitant a little bit, but
that's fair, because I've definitely had you like start stuff for projects of mine that never went anywhere. So
I mean, that's my default is I'll start so many projects and then they just kind of go away. They fade into the background.
Right on. Well, hopefully we continue with our full steam ahead and don't run out of money at some point, but that's so funny. It's cool that we can go back in email and like see that too. Like, I was able to just search that up, whereas like I always talk to Nyka on Discord, so I like have no idea when we started talking about it.
I was thinking, like, if I search the word game and go back far enough, maybe, but that will take a while.
Oh, yeah, you can search on there, I guess, but...
Yeah, but it's still hard. Yeah.
So, anyway, our next topic is we're trying to get our logo for Dungeons of the Obelisk, and by we, I guess it's mostly Ben.
Yeah, and I mean, it's definitely progressing. I'm trying to finalize it now. It's basically just taking a little bit of adjusting, trying to get everything to look right, and kind of, I mean, the biggest thing with logos is always trying to find a balance of like detail and not too much detail, so when you look at it at different sizes, it reads well, you know? So that's what I'm really trying to focus on, is just readability while also looking cool and unique. So
yeah, I was like going through, I was searching like game logos and stuff and trying to find like, it's kind of a hard thing to search, is just like every game logo so I can just browse them. But yeah, my references that I gave to you were like the Minecraft logo and like the Hearthstone logos, because they have a logo for every expansion. And I don't know, that was our starting point on kind of what I was visualizing.
Yeah, those were a really good starting point, I think, like especially the Hearthstone stuff. I mean, I'm very familiar with the Minecraft logo as well, but it was a little tough because it was, I mean, actually, now that I look at it, like the logo that I'm working on, I actually see a little bit of inspiration there too, now that I think about it. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely tricky, especially with like game logos, because like you want it to look cool and exciting, but you don't want it to just look like everybody else's logo either.
Yeah, like with the Minecraft one, it was mostly just like making it look like stone. Don't make it square, but make it look like this part of it look like stone.
Yeah, that's what I pretty much went with for the dungeons part of the logo. It's kind of stone, kind of, I don't know, a weird kind of material.
Yeah, and also the word obelisk is like so perfectly balanced with an L in the middle that can just be an obelisk. It's like so like obvious you can't not do it.
Yeah, I love when design elements work out like that. Like, just especially working with text and stuff. Like, if something's like central and works so well with like what it represents, it's just it just makes me happy. So I'm definitely excited to finalize it and get it up and viewable to everybody.
Yeah, for sure. I can't wait to like start putting that on stuff. It makes it official. It solidifies our trademark as well.
Oh yeah.
Like the way trademarks work. This is like my side of the stuff, the business stuff, but I found out the way a trademark works is you have to use it. You can't just be like, "Oh, I want Dungeons of the Obelisk," and then you go and you like sign up for it. You actually can't officially sign up for it. You can it's kind of a weird thing because you can sign up that you're going to use it, but you don't actually get the official trademark until you release the game and are officially using it. But
weird.
Leading up to it, with us using the name publicly and making a logo and stuff, that like solidifies it. So whenever we do release the game, they'll be more likely to approve the trademark. Isn't it? It's so weird.
Yeah, you'd think you could just kind of get it registered and then be good, but no, like you actually have to like execute the whole thing. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense too, but it seems counterintuitive, like to only be able to get it once you've already done it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the reasoning behind it is so that like some big company doesn't just go out and buy every word,
True.
They could just like pre-register everything that they could think of that might be a product, and then just hold those and then like resell them or something. I think that's what they're trying to prevent. But
yeah,
but when you're looking at it from like a standpoint, it's like we just don't want somebody to steal our game's name before we're ready with it.
Oh yeah, I should probably actually add the little TM to the logo once it's ready.
yeah, that'll be actually the way those work. TM means it's a trademark, that you're using it as a trademark, but when we actually get our trademark, we'll change that to the R in the circle, which is a registered trademark.
I always wonder what the difference was on those.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of like used interchangeably, sort of, but you can't technically use the R until you have the official paperwork, I guess.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And the TM puts people on blast that you're planning on using it.
Okay. So the TM is what you use until it's fully approved and everything.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is why I had to get a lawyer for this kind of thing, because I didn't know how that all worked.
Yeah, oh gosh.
Which I just paid the monthly lawyer bill. Well, it's not a monthly bill, but it's a bill for what they did for us this previous month. So that's fresh in my mind right now.
Gotcha.
But yeah, let's maybe move on. We have a prototype that now has minor stats, And Ben's also working on the icons for major stats. So I guess it's time to talk about stats.
Yep. Definitely.
So it's kind of weird because like I want to start putting out some game information so people kind of know what the game is about. But it's sort of hard to just like pick a random place to start explaining how a game works. But I think major stats are as good as any. The way our game is going to work is you have 4 major stats that determine most of how like combat works, and the major stats are constitution, strength, dexterity, and karma. And
Nice.
yeah, I had Ben draw icons to represent those, and they turned out really well. I think we'll probably be able to like show those pretty soon. So if you're listening to this and we haven't shown them, you can ask. Maybe it'll remind us to show them to you. But that's another thing, like the logo, where you want to make something that's super clear and represents what it is, but isn't the same as every other game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because there's certain things that like people think of for different stats and stuff. So it's kind of a general idea, but then you fine tune it with like what you think is more relevant to what you want the game to be, you know, like I don't want to go too into detail of what they are because then it kind of spoils it, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Do we need to like explain what stats do in the game? Like, I don't know. I don't know what people are interested in this show yet. You know, like, I wish some people would write in. Send me an email, joe@knobcat.com, and tell me what you want to hear about on this show, and we'll definitely give it to you. But like,
yeah, because I'm sure that there are some people that like are really into how stats and stuff work with games, but the average person might just like to know what the general stats are and then go from there. Like,
yeah, I think maybe we named the stats, so we'll give a quick rundown on what they do. So Constitution obviously is your health. That's what determines how much HP you have, your hit points, just like any other game. Strength is the number that's used by your weapons attacks. So your attack will be like 50% damage, and that 50% is based on your strength, is how much damage you can do with your attacks. And then dexterity determines the turn order. So it's speed basically, but since our game is turn based, that determines like how much faster you are than, you know, random enemies. So if you're fighting a glub that just has like one point in dexterity and you have 10, then you should be like 10 times faster than that little mob. And then karma is the weird one because that's sort of unique. I don't think I've ever played a game that's called it that, but it's basically your magic power, it determines your mana pool size and some other stuff, but it's probably not in the MVP yet. So I don't know if it'll make it into the game before launch or not, the other aspects of karma, but it's your mana pool size, so how often you can use your more powerful attacks.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Nice.
And then go ahead, Nyka.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and we also have the minor stats as well. Those are separate, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. Those are in the game now too. So if you watched my previous prototype stream, we only had the major stats in that prototype. But now Kel has finished prototype 2, which now has minor stats. Minor stats are the ones that you get from you pretty much exclusively get them from the loot that you find in the game. Major stats you can get by leveling up and stuff as well. But minor stats only come from the loot, and those are the things like crit chance and like damage reduction, block chance, things like that. We won't list them all out because we're not sure officially which ones are going to be in there or not, but yeah, it's really cool having those in the prototype now, because I can go into the spreadsheet that we have, I guess, and I can be like, oh, I want to have 100% crit chance, and then I can just sync that into the prototype and then go see how crit chance works when you just have a ton of it.
Nice.
So
I've been messing with that a lot, trying to find things that work and don't work correctly.
Right on. That's a really cool, that seems like a really cool direct way of just like prototyping and testing the stats. I didn't know it was just like through the doc. That's cool.
Yeah. We have like a spreadsheet basically, and I can go in and edit it. Right now only Kel and I can edit it.
Yeah,
But
makes sense.
but yeah, it's interesting because like the way the prototype's working right now, we can't change the player's attacks or the mob's attacks, and we can't change the stats of the mobs yet. But I can change the stats of the minor stats of the character. So when we go into the dungeon, it's really hard to beat the glubs at first if you don't have like any major stats yet. So you have to like give yourself a ton of block and damage reduction so that the glubs can't hurt you, and then you can start like leveling up. So it's definitely like given me a chance to like test how like the tutorial's gonna work, like what amount of loot does the player need to be able to clear the first dungeon before they start getting their own loot.
yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna help figure out how to balance things out really well too.
Yeah, that's one of the ideas that I have is I like the idea of the character, because a lot of games will just give you like crappy loot in every slot to start, but I like the idea of the character just running pretty much naked into a dungeon with like a sword. So my plan for the tutorial is to give the player a sword that balances them enough that they can clear level 1, but doesn't scale powerfully enough that it like, by level 2 or 3 the sword's not any good anymore, but you found like better stuff.
Yeah, I think that works pretty well for like trying to give you a little bit of a edge to begin with, but then like it just equals out later.
Yeah, for sure. It's just making sure everything scales is going to be my big challenge once Kel gives me everything to mess with. Once I can change all the numbers in the game, then I gotta like start balancing, and I'll find out if this 50, how big is the master doc now? I gotta look it up.
Yeah, it's definitely getting up there in pages.
Yeah, so it's officially 62 pages long. So
Wow.
I gotta find out if my 62 pages of rambling actually balance the way they do in my head or not. So I'm excited to see if that works.
Nice.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
It's either going to be really fun or really frustrating and exhausting. One or the other, I think.
I'm glad you're the numbers person, because
Yeah.
that stuff's terrifying to me. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, for sure. I like stats and numbers and stuff. I think that's why I play games like this, is to be able to like crunch numbers and see how much damage you can do. So I'm excited for people to get into the game themselves and like see what they can break,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure early on it's just going to be a whole bunch of balancing everything out with a bunch of play testing. So
Yeah, for sure. We'll have to get like testers and stuff at some point. We'll see how that all goes, but for now it'll just be us running around in the dungeon over and over again.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually we'll have, when the game is pretty much done, then we'll bring in some testers to see what they can break.
Sounds like fun.
Another thing new to our prototype is that Nyka has all the animations in for the main character.
Yeah, that's been a lot of fun. Filling out just like all the unfinished animations and putting movement there. It's been really exciting.
Yeah, I think everybody's favorite is the dying animation.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite. Well, when you suggest, because what we have right now is like the character kind of teeters on their leg and then they topple over. But then Joseph, you were telling me that I should have the weapon drop to the ground, so I animated that, and it just looks beautiful. It's so good. I mean, I sound like I'm bragging about myself, but it worked. It worked really well.
No, that's for sure. Like, that's like the point of this show, is just to like talk about what we've done and be happy about it, I think.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I found out a good animation tip for all you animators out there is block out your main poses first and then figure out all that little stuff in between after. Like, just get the poses in first. It's so much easier at that point. Because I find, like, if my character's gonna, like, they're gonna fall over, I want to know how they look when they end up on the ground. Then I want to figure out, like, how they look when they're teetering. And then how that moves is really the nitty-gritty, but yeah.
I wish we like worked, like we all lived near each other and there wasn't a pandemic and we had an office,
right?
So I could like look over your shoulder when you're animating and see how it works. Because like I have a basic idea, but
yeah, I should record myself doing it sometime just to like be like, here's how it goes, here's how we do it.
Streaming game dev, maybe.
Hell yeah, maybe. I'd be down for that.
Yeah,
Might have to figure out the streaming stuff, but I don't mind.
Yeah, maybe when we get further, we'll put that on the to-do list. Maybe someday when we get further down the line, we can figure out how to let you stream from my profile. I guess you have your own pro. We can just tell people in the Discord which profile to go to, and then we can like get on there and talk about animating stuff. That might be pretty cool.
Plus, I mean, just watching other game devs and like watching game dev like animation tutorials, that stuff's been really helpful. So if I'm putting out any of that from us, that feels like a good thing, because I'd love for someone else to be like, this is cool, now I want to do animation or something. But yeah, we've got we got like 2 attacks now. We've got damage, we've got a death animation, we've got like your
ranged
different type
attack.
Yeah, we have a ranged attack, and we have like spell casting and item use. I imagine with all the major stat icons, we'll probably be animating those at some point. Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, they might not need that much, but you know. But yeah, I guess probably going forward from here, I imagine it's going to be working on mostly the player and the mobs. For
I feel like the player's like pretty much done now. It's just gonna be like mobs and more mobs. We're gonna get into making Ben draw as many mobs as we can.
Yes. Well, I'm excited for that. Like, I want to make the slime have some proper like idle animations and movement animations, and then I want to get playing with the other mobs. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you come up with, Ben. I have a couple that I want to direct you on, and then like a couple that are just like do whatever.
Yeah, I'm definitely down. I can't wait.
I feel bad suggesting this because I'm kind of making it hard on myself, but one day we should have some kind of character with a ton of limbs, so I can just animate all the limbs.
Yeah, I was actually
Like a
already
spider or
thinking
something.
about that for like some of the bosses and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like the more complicated it is, the more likely it should probably just be a boss enemy. But yeah, I don't know.
For sure.
There's a lot of fun ideas with like multiple moving appendages. I don't know. I've always wanted to do like insects and spiders and stuff.
And I like drawing insects, so it works.
Hell yeah. Nice. It helps that like we have just an excellent artist on our team.
Thank you.
Definitely. And I've been loving the logo, how it's coming out. Like that's just looking beautiful so far.
Yeah.
It also helps that I have insect levels as a planned tier,
Awesome.
I guess. So
Yeah.
we won't try to spoil too much, but I have basic ideas for like themes as we go down through the levels of the dungeons under the obelisk. So
Nice.
we're in our sewer stages right now, just directly under the town, I guess. But then as we go deeper, there's weirder and weirder stuff, I think.
Nice. I'm looking forward to them.
But yeah, I think we've hit 28 minutes. So let's actually just skip what we're working on right now, because we've already been talking a lot about what Ben and Nyka have been working on.
Yeah, pretty much.
And yeah, so yeah, if you've made it to this point in the show and you don't know about our Discord, definitely join that. You can go to knobcat.com. It has links to the Discord. It has my blog where I post what we've been doing every Saturday. I try to update that. That's where you can find like our videos and stuff. The one video I have of me testing the prototype, and hopefully the coming soon future prototype video. And yeah, we're also on Twitter and Instagram. And oh yeah, I gave out my email too, joe@knobcat.com, if you want to send me questions or comments on the podcast. That would be fantastic, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Bye.
Right on. Bye.